What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Previews and Vlogs. Thanks for coming back. Alright, so today I'm going to be actually shooting from inside my house because it is freezing outside. The garage is cold. This is going to be a video on kind of the ATS, but not really showing the ATS. What I'm actually going to be doing today is my buddy Jamie ended up buying a K&N intake for his ATSV. Now, of course, I've had his ATSV on my channel before. I'll throw some links up here for you guys. And I did the the blowout valves on his car, and we did the spoiler in his car as well. So this time he ended up buying a used intake from K&N intake from somebody else that used to have an ATS, and actually it's in pretty good shape. So he had me. I'm gonna be installing that as well on the next video here, but I figured I'd show you guys how to clean the filters. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, most people should be, they can read, should be able to clean these filters, but I'm just gonna go through the process and show a lot of people how to do it. K&N also has a way of cleaning the filter, but they show you how to clean a drop-down filter, which is pretty much the same filter, just like your OEM filter that just drops down into your regular intake. The filter we're gonna be cleaning today is K&N's filter for the ATS-V, which is this filter right here. Now, this thing is pretty dirty, as you can tell. It's supposed to be like a nice pinkish reddish color, and this thing is pretty much almost brown or maroon. But again, the actual filter is actually pretty cool. If you guys can tell, and I get the lighting in the house kind of sucks right now, but if you guys can tell, it's like a carbon fiber finish to it. Look at that. Same thing with that front there. Trying to get some good lighting for you guys here. That actually looks pretty cool, and it is carbon fiber. But anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So since it's freezing cold outside, like I said, it's negative something outside, and there's still a pile of snow out there, I'm gonna be taking you guys up to my laundry room, and that's where we're gonna be doing the cleaning. I'm gonna be using a bucket to catch most of the dirty water, and then because I'm gonna be dumping that in the toilet, now I'm gonna be letting it go down the sink. So let's go ahead and get this filter cleaned out for him, because tomorrow he's stopping by and we're gonna be installing the K&N intake on his car, which should be easier than the ZZP intake. But anyways, let's go ahead and go upstairs and get this thing cleaned up. All right, so we're in my laundry room. Sorry for the echoing here, but we're kind of just enclosed in here. But this is pretty much my laundry room. Here you got a quick tour, detergent, gigantic washer and dryer, and my little cheap plastic sink on there. All right, so again, why are we cleaning the filter? Actually, let me get out of here. I know I'm gonna get an echo on here, but let's go out to the hallway, which you get a lot better sound. So why am I cleaning the filter? Pretty much, for people out there know, is K&N filter is reusable. And as long as you keep cleaning it, you keep maintaining it every 15 or 20,000 miles, that filter will last you a very, very long time. K&N even says it's gonna last you forever. Also, why a K&N filter? I have a lot of K&N filters. My Toyota 4Runner has one. I'm gonna be putting one on the Pathfinder that I just got. The Cadillac doesn't have one because they has a ZZP intake. They have ZZP filters. Again, I don't know if those are K&N filters from ZZP. I'm not sure where they got them from, or their own manufactured filters. But anyways, but my wife's Pathfinder also has one. And the reason with K&N filters, even the drop-in filters, is because basically they do kind of make the car feel, you actually feel the difference slightly in horsepower increase, if there is any. It's just basically it gets better airflow. Now, does it filter as good as a factory filter? Probably not, because it's letting more air through. It's got to let some particles through. But when you do put them on and you hit that gas, you feel it. You even hear it in the engine sound. So I mean, I've liked them. I've never had an issue putting a K&N filter in a car, and I've been cleaning them for years already, and they're very simple to clean. So anyways, it's enough talk about the filter. Let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned out. All right, so to clean the filter, here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need, of course, an air filter cleaner. Now, this comes in a kit. Normally, it's a box. You get it for $20 at any auto parts store, or you get it from K&N online. I will put a link to these things on the description below, so you guys can get them even on Amazon. But this is the filter cleaner. First, you're gonna spray this on the filter. Then this is the oil that goes on there. So, and again, it's a very simple clean, so just follow along. Shouldn't be very hard. All right, so before I start this whole thing, just so you guys know, I'm not gonna be locking myself in the laundry room when I clean this, for the simple fact that the vapors from the cleaner get pretty strong. So, and again, the reason I'm doing this is because the filter is pretty dirty. Can't do it outside, it's too cold to do it outside. It'll freeze up, water will freeze and everything else out there. I'm not gonna do it on my kitchen sink downstairs because I'm just not gonna do it on the kitchen sink, a place where we put our plates and stuff at. So this is the reason I'm doing the laundry room. If you guys, like me, have this little bit of space, put on a mask or keep everything open, just like I have basically my doors open. And when you spray on there, don't go crazy with the spray, with the cleaner. Just, you gotta lightly mist it. You'll see how I do it, and then set it down for about 10 minutes and then rinse it off. So again, keep as much as open space as you possibly can when you're cleaning these.
When spraying the filter, don't worry about using too much of the cleaner. I actually like to spray both sides, inside and outside, or if it was a drop-in filter, I'll spray the clean side and the dirty side. The instructions actually just tell you to spray the clean side and then rinse it out, but I like to spray both sides. I get better results that way. It loosens up the dirt on both the inside and the outside, in this case of the filter.
All right, so what, 10 minutes have gone by. Let's take a look at this thing here. Look at that. That's disgusting. So we're gonna go ahead and now rinse this, and if we have to, we will repeat and spray some more cleaner on it. But I think normally with as many times I've cleaned these filters, that's good enough. And again, we got a lot of dirt coming out of it already, and that's without adding any water to it. So go ahead and get this thing rinsed out.
So use a bucket if you're doing it in a sink. You don't want that oily, nasty water going down your drains here. So I use this bucket just to catch all the water that's coming out of this. And you want to make sure you rinse it evenly. Try to get between the fins, of course, as well, to try to get any large particles of debris that's in there. And again, just do it evenly. Use lukewarm water. Don't use any type of high pressure water, because you can damage the filter by using a pressure washer or something like that. So just regular faucet water is perfectly fine. You want to make sure it's low pressured, and lukewarm water will work perfectly fine for this.
All right, so that's the nasty water that came out of it. Of course, it's got the oil from the original filter, of course, but look how much cleaner it looks now. There is still some debris in there. We got to get out like right in between those in there, but most of it is out. It looks a heck of a lot better than it did before, but we still got to get some of it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and dump this water here, and I'll be back to keep rinsing this thing.
When I'm cleaning these filters, what I like to do is I actually like to rinse it twice or even 3 times at that, just to get everything completely out of it. So now I'm gonna be rinsing it again. And then after this rinse, I mean, again, use the same steps that you used in the first rinse. And after this rinse, the next thing you're gonna do is kind of just shake it off a little bit. And then if you want, you're gonna do a third rinse as well, just to make sure that everything is completely out of it. And that's just, again, that is what I like to do. You don't have to do it. You can rinse it once and be done with it.
All right, so once your filter's clean, basically, and you're done rinsing, you should pretty much get almost clean water out of it. Now, there's still, of course, some oil residue on there, but it's not black and red and dirty and have a bunch of little, you know, dirt everywhere floating in the water. It's pretty much clean. Look at this. So once you get to that point, you are done pretty much. There's a little bit of dirt down at the bottom there, still releasing. And you could give it another rinse, like I said. You can spray it down again if you want. But to me, I'm satisfied with how clean it is at this point. And I don't think we need to repeat this. We're just gonna let this dry. Now, don't air dry it, or I should say, don't blow dry it, or use compressed air or anything crazy like that. Just go ahead and let it air dry for about, I would say, half an hour. Normally, I let it sit for at least 2 to 3 hours to completely dry out. And then we'll do the final step, which is spraying the oil back onto the filter. All right, so let's take a look at this. It's been about an hour or so, and it's completely dried. Again, you don't have to sit it for an hour. 20 minutes should do, but I like to just leave it a little bit extra. Completely dry. Look at that. Now that's how a clean filter should look. Just like that. Kind kind of grayish in color, not black or brown or, you know, almost purple, but that's the way it should look. So now it's time for the final step. And that's gonna be spraying the oil into the filter and letting that dry for a good, I don't know, same thing, about 15-20 minutes. All right, so I actually started spraying the filter off camera, and the reason I did that is because I forgot to press the record button when I sprayed it. Either way, I actually ran out of spray. I thought I had enough, but I did not. But I got most of the filter covered up. Some areas we gotta touch up. So I did just run out and purchased another kit. And that one actually has a squeeze bottle, so that's actually pretty cool because I'll be able to show you how the squeeze bottle works. Now, if possible, because they didn't have a spray bottle, always buy the spray bottle because it's a lot quicker, it's a lot easier to spray than with the squeeze bottle, because you gotta, with the squeeze bottle, you literally gotta do each pellet pretty much one at a time with the squeeze bottle when you're putting the oil back on there. Unlike the spray, you're kind of pretty much just spraying the whole thing and then evening out everything, that's making sure that it kind of looks kind of like it looks now, kind of purplish, or as K&N says, a salmon color. But either way, you need a little bit more coverage on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the squeeze bottle, and I will show that process since I didn't show the process with the spray bottle.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and apply the oil on this, and pretty much when you're not using the spray bottle, with the squeeze bottle, it's actually kind of simple as well. What you're gonna do is apply even pressure on the squeeze bottle and start at the top of the fin, in this case, of course, the wider side, and work your way down on each fin. And this will actually coat it pretty good. It still works as good as the spray. It's just, it takes a little bit more time because you are covering each individual fin instead of just spraying across the actual filter.
Alright, so now that we're done with the application of the oil, we're just gonna let it sit here. Now, the car won't be in until probably sometime tomorrow to get the whole thing installed, so I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Now, if you guys notice, there's still oil collecting at the bottom right there, and that stuff basically in the morning we're gonna have to dry that off. So normally with something like this, if it was just a regular air filter, I would pretty much let it sit for 20 minutes and be done with it. Put some paper towels underneath it. Any excess oil will drip into the paper towels. But since this has the housing, this part and the bottom and the top, of course, the oil will collect in that area down there. And of course, in the morning, we're gonna have to kind of shake that off and get that out of there. So, but this is what end results look like. See how it is like a nice reddish color and it's all even all the way through. That's how it's supposed to look. That's how it came when you first bought it from K&N. So that's what we're looking for, and it's gonna kind of look even all the way around. No white spots or gray spots or any light spots on it. All the way around looks completely even. And even though this thing, which is basically the squeeze bottle instead of the spray bottle, takes a little bit longer because you got to go individual, it actually worked better. I've never actually used the squeeze bottle, but this actually worked a lot better than actually using the spray. With the spray, you got to go over it maybe once or twice. With this, I kind of went over it once on each one of the fins, and it worked out even better. So now it's all done. That's pretty much what I was looking to show you guys, is how easy it is to clean these filters and keep reusing them over and over and over. All right, guys, so that's the end of the process of cleaning it. Pretty simple process, actually. Again, just spray their cleaner onto it, let it sit for about 10 minutes or so, then go ahead and rinse it off. Let that completely air dry. Do not apply any type of high pressure air, or try to dry it with a blow dryer or anything like that. Just let it air dry by its own, apply the oil, and you're good to go. That is it. Install it back on the car. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video will be me installing this thing into my buddy's ATSV with the rest, of course, of the K&N intake that comes for that vehicle. And again, it's supposed to be one of the easiest installs, so we'll see how that goes. And even though it's snowing and there's ice everywhere outside and it's below zero, we're gonna try to get some kind of sounds of before and after the intake is installed. It might be something that we're revving it in the garage because, of course, with all that snow out there, don't know if you could do any pulls out there without losing control of that car. But again, I'll see you guys in this video. If you guys like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button, helps me out a lot. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.